Hi students, this is ECCE 1101, Chapter 9, which is going to be due on November the 6th. Read Chapter 9 carefully. Define each of the key terms. The first one is environmental. As you write the definition, be sure to write your definition using complete sentences. The second one is temporal. Third, staff to child ratio. Fourth, anti-bias. 5, self-help. 6, autonomy. 7, full inclusion. 8, least restrictive environment. 9, accommodations. 10, interest areas. 11, learning centers. 12, routines. 13, transition. 14, intrapersonal. And then 15 is a true and false question. Health and safety issues are relatively simple to prepare for an early childhood environment. True or false? On number 16, you're going to find the answer to this on page 190. Play to learn, making space for games in school age. Okay, what I want you to do is read the teacher talk and describe the game that you would make. Go into great detail as you describe the game that you're going to make. So look on page 190 in your textbook and you're going to see a page that says teacher talk. After you've read this, be sure that you describe the game that you're going to make in detail. Interest areas are likely to be seen in most early childhood education classrooms. And what do they include? You're going to find this information on page 185. Be sure that when you write your complete answer that you include the page number that you found it on. There's no excuse. I'm telling you where the page is, so please read the information and correctly answer the question. Interest areas are likely to be seen in most early childhood education centers, including the following: art, blocks, dramatic play and house corner, library and literacy corner, manipulatives and table toys, science and discovery, music and movement, and group time, and then computers. Okay, I would like for you to be sure that you describe all of these areas, and you may think of some other learning centers that are in your center or that you've seen in centers where you have been or where your children go. Number 18, in your classroom centers, make a list of supplies you would need for each center. You will find this information in Chapter 9. Please include the page number. Okay, I'm not going to tell you where to find this, but you can find this in the chapter if you read it very carefully. And what is the DAP for selecting materials in your classroom? First of all, tell me what DAP is as you are explaining this answer. And then the DAP materials. Okay, that's number 19. And you'll find that information on page 189. It's in a green box that says criteria for selecting materials. They are: to prepare a developmentally appropriate environment, be sure the materials and equipment are age appropriate and can be used with a wide range of skills, are related to the school's philosophy and curriculum, reflect quality design and workmanship, are durable, offer flexibility and versatility in their uses, have safety features. And what would that mean, having safety features? Something as easy as non-toxic paint, or things that in your classroom, make sure they have rounded corners and not sharp corners, the tables and the chairs. And then continue to read the remainder of that section and list those the things that you would need for selecting materials. Okay, the next one, number 20. What do you think? Close your eyes. Okay, close your eyes and think back to a time and place when you were a child, and think about those memories. When you played outdoors, what was it like? Where did you go when you played outside? Was it a cozy spot near a loving adult? Did it involve other children? Think about these things. Do you have really fond childhood memories of playing outside? Do children play outside today like they did when you were a child? Think about these things. And do you think play is important? What does it develop when they're playing outside? Okay, the next one is true and false. Number 21. Daily schedules define the structure of programs. True or false? 22. Routines in an early childhood education setting include. Okay, what do routines include? Look on page 191 and you will find the answer to that. What is a routine, first of all? A routine is a constant. So that means that it's going to be habitual, repeated, or regular parts of the school day. Most children, even though they can't tell time, they can tell you when it's time to go to lunch or when it's time to go to recess. Okay, and the next one is very important, number 23. I want you to develop a sample schedule for a full day pre-K program. Make sure that you have developed this for a full day pre-K program. There's several samples. On page 193, you'll see a sample schedule. You can make up your own. It's got a half day and a full day. There's no excuse for you not having an example of a sample schedule. When you develop a schedule, it's important to know how to incorporate the standards. Why or why not? Why do you think we need to have the standards? Should we use the GELs? What are the GELs? Okay, or should you use the professional standards that are put out through the Georgia Department of Education? Developmentally appropriate environment will have 16 key elements. List each element. And then, which of the key elements is planning a developmentally appropriate environment do you feel are the most important and why? Okay, you're going to find the answer to that on page 176. So you're going to have to read your chapter, flip back and forth through the chapter, and make sure as you answer each question that you are including the page numbers. The key elements, 176 under 9-1C. And the next one. Why is it necessary to have an anti-bias environment, a self-help environment? And then the next one. Temperature and ventilation and lighting are important to a child's health in the classroom. Explain why and how. Why is the temperature and ventilation important to a child's health in the classroom? What can this affect? Think about this. Also, I'm going to tell you a little story about one time when I was teaching in middle school. I had a little girl that I did not think about the lighting in the classroom, but because we had the fluorescent lighting in the classroom, one of the bulbs started flickering, in the classroom and causing this child to go have a seizure because of the lighting in the classroom and the flickering in the lights. It caused her to go into a seizure. So you need to take these things into account. If you have light bulbs that are starting to flicker, if you have light bulbs that are out, you never know when a child may have some disability that could cause them to go into a seizure. So think about these things. Also, the heating and the cooling is very important. So I want you to explain how and why this affects a child. Okay, I hope all of you have a great day, and I will be looking forward to seeing your work submitted on December the, I believe, I'm sorry, not December, November the 6th. See you soon.